The many of these people came to discuss business, with shopping and so on. On top of the capital, the prison, so on, the Alcatraz. If you add up all this, we're talking about a construction which facade was more than 40 feet high. Gigantic, 40 feet is like 13 meters. All right?
Because I am actually walking on a street that was built in the 3rd century. It was incredible. Just
None of this.
really?
They had just barely started with that.
Pillars, the sidewalk.
여보세요.
Jack who encountered Jesus, and his spirit was released into the swine, and they ran into the sea. Comes into the northern edge of the Sea of Galilee, and then we will go on to Capernaum. There is believed to be a church that goes back to the churches. The foundations of the church are quite ancient, and there's a modern church built above that. On the right, you see part of the Jordan River weaving its way down the valley. From those of us who are from Texas, it does look like a, quote, river, unquote. From those who are from the eastern part of the United States, the river looks most of its time, particularly now, because the water levels are controlled by, because it's drawn upon because the lake is drawn upon for so much of the water supply. In antiquity, it did occasionally flood distance across the valley, but it was never. On the left, you see one of am I correct?
You know how a donkey does it? No?
We really don't care.
Donkey, usually the male kicks the female with his back leg. but the male dance, you want me to show you how it's done?
Only vocabulary. Covert of
So now that we are on your right hand side, there were Syrians until 1967. Okay, we're living in 3 main kibbutzim in this region. The northernmost kibbutz was En Gev. Then south of En Gev was Hafon. Hello, Jordan. The territory. They want to keep their treasure. Excavations. The place where the wall is built, separating from the two, they found remains of both environment and with the ruins of Capernaum. That, what can you do? Yes, well, churches are autonomous in their activity because, we don't want to have troubles with churches. It seems that the people of Capernaum probably they worked in the region in agriculture. They did fishing.
Capernaum.
Go right this way.
Capernaum.
flag, you know, you know Herzl? Theodor Herzl, the founder of Zionism. You know that he suggested as a flag for the state of Israel, for the future state of Israel. All right? And there he put Star of David.
So it's the first time it became a symbol for Israel?
Not first, no. Then it was already established in the world. And then the Arabs who used to use that star, they removed it from their flags in the holy places.
Where are they? They're up there.
Orange stems.
Yeah.
What they look like.
Date. How about that?
Yeah, something like that.
He said,
Run out of film.
Well, I got it. Oh,
Well, I just sunk that thing right down on it, and you wouldn't get to see it all. So that's at least. Now, you're absolutely right. These are, they've excavated them, and they've gone clear down, and they put them back. This represents the octagonal structure that was placed on top of a first century well. Was by tradition believed to be the house of Peter, and the building of the church. Now, they had excavated down, and then they come back and reconstruct it, so you can see some sense of the foundation, shards and coins. And probably initially, to the degree that there's accuracy in the tradition, it was a house church. And then as time went on, they expanded it over that and created a church, which is what they did a lot. With the
This is a very beautiful. Why don't you come closer here, on this side here, and open up so everyone can look? Because I think these pictures are so nice. I'm sure you know the miracles that Jesus performed in the region of the lake. And I don't know if I should tell you about this. You know that, at least you know that he did. But that place has been excavated lately. Then uncovering Givat Hadar and what they found is very interesting. And here, according to tradition, this is the second place where he performed the second miracle. You know, it says that he put the leftover in 7 baskets, and in the second one he put in 12 baskets. All right, it's also very symbolic, 7 and 12. The new one from 82. All right, we haven't been into Jerusalem before, but Jerusalem, everything is built with stone, right? Jerusalem stone. All right, so this is modern. All right, but when the church was found anew, they found this beautiful mosaic here. Very elegant, very delicate, really very nice, rich, interesting, seriously, significant. Okay, it was renewed in the Crusader period, but not as much as it was before. 614. Right? So remember 614, very important date in the history of our land. Have you noticed on the way out, as you're coming into the atrium, but there was here
Yeah, but that could be from the rain.
The baptistry. Keep going. on the way up to the Mount of the Beatitudes.
Nice to see the season.
Ah! At the top of the Mount of the Beatitudes. Dr. Jean down there.
That part of your mind. Hey, Elijah came on, boy, or you made.
He's Upper Tiberias.
Can you get it this time?
Yeah.
This time.
Here at the Kibbutz Nesamim.
On the front door of Nesamim, asking whether you could be a friend of Nesamim. And why? Because he said, I watched you over the period of 6 years and I see that your intentions really are genuine. Could you please forgive me what I said then 6 years ago in the media? And secondly, could I be a friend of Nesamim? And he became the house rabbi of Nesamim. Now, another conflict that we had was with that village. You see, the figuring why it caused a conflict was Lochamei HaGetaot. You hear the word ghetto, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's true because it was founded in the late 45, early 46 by survivors of the Warsaw concentration camps in Europe. So when these people there, with their numbers still in their arms, heard that in 63, no, it was not in 63, 65, a group of German volunteers wanted to live in Nesamim. They were traumatized. This is absurd. This is impossible that a group, a new generation of Germans comes to live in our backyard. We can never accept such a thing. Never. And they made it very clear by sabotaging water pipes, electricity wires, cables, and things like that. No Germans. Whatever you craziness and meanings want to do there, but no Germans. Well, a whole process of encounter then started, talks and trying to get a better understanding between each other. And finally, these Germans came. And now the relation between the two villages is an excellent one. In fact, last week we sent all our volunteers for a 2-day seminar to Lochamea Geterad. Why? Because they have a big museum, they have a conference center, they focus on the Holocaust, they bring thousands of people there through their curriculum. And we brought for 2 days, a 2-day program, the inhabitants of Nessemin over to Lochamea to have the experience of the Holocaust and meet survivors of that period, commemorations there. And we are asked also to bring 7 big wreaths with roses from our greenhouses where we will go now, 6 to commemorate the 6 million, and 1 to ask attention for the role that was played, the positive role that was played by Gentiles, non-Jews, saving Jews during the night of the Shoah. Rekba played another important role because Rekba, being a Jewish moshav, always supported Nessemin very much and helped us to set up the whole idea. And still up till today, if we need advices on whatever issue, we go over to Rekba and ask, so what is your opinion? Could you help us? To earn money to keep this place going. And for the rest of other places where people work, of course, the biggest company under glass in Israel. Initially, the idea was in the 60s to show solidarity with the young state of Israel, also by importing know-how from the Western world to Israel. So when these greenhouses were built here, it was high tech in the early 60s and late 60s. And what was done here was so new that it served as a pilot project, and many Israelis came over here to see how these people in Nessemin were growing their roses. Now many Israelis, and we still continue with this by some 5 or 6 Ethiopian Jews from a nearby absorption camp, not so far away from Nessemin, of Nessemin. We got 3 sorts of roses. These ones are the Jaguars. Valentine is coming up, so the whole crop is nearly ready to be cut and then to be shipped to Europe. The other one is the Mercedes, and a month ago by replanting this whole greenhouse with a new sort of roses, the Pailine. Lebanese border, you see these hills which are north of us. That is actually the most southern possibility for these rockets to land. And that's in a place, a city called Nahariya, where indeed sometimes people have to go into the shelters. That is the Mount of Meron. And after that it will drop to the Lake of Galilee, and it goes up again to the Golan Heights. The Lake of Galilee is about 50 kilometers away from here, so that must be some 30, 35 miles away from here. Now you find a lot of Arab villages here, nestled among the hills of Galilee, and with some of them we have excellent relations, especially with a village called Kfar Yassif. And why? Because it's a Christian Arab village, and we living in Nessemin have a Christian background in the Western world.
Is that their baptismal? Or no, that's their font. Count. Chapel Kibbutz Nessemin.
Okay, this brings us actually more or less to the end of our tour, because you have interesting programs left for today. And I wish I could come along with you, because we go to very beautiful places. This is the church, the chapel of Nessemin. And it has been constructed in 1990. And if you take a close look at the structure of this church, then you may see that it's got the architectural form of an old Byzantine church. That is true, because the architect was asked to make a drawing for this church. He said, well, I think in the close consultation, of course, with the inhabitants of Nessemin, and then they wanted to build a church that was modest. not big towers or bells or crosses or whatever, but just a building that fits into the landscape. That was one. And secondly, he suggested to have a place of worship that would be related to the very first forms of Christianity here in the land. And that was the time of the Byzantines. And it's very much the same. You got a courtyard over there with a place where there is water to wash your feet, to wash your hands. Then there is a place in between, and this is the actual hall for the gathering of the congregation, the prayer hall. And that is the church that we're having. It's officially not called, by the way, a chapel or a church, but a house of prayer and a house of study. That's the official name of this place. Because next to the church services that we have, we would also have a study program which takes place in a room up here where the students of SME go through that study experience to encounter the reality of Israel in various qualities. English, and the liturgy is ecumenical. We've got Roman Catholics living here, like Sue herself, being a Roman Catholic from Great Britain, Church of SME. Next to the church services, we've got other activities to support our own Christian identity here in SME. We have a Bible study group, we've got a prayer group, and each morning at about 6:45 to 6, this whole group, anyone who wants a start, and people go to their next to the fact that it's used as a church, it's also used for concerts. We pretty frequently have concerts here. A lot of the Arab Christians here have a problem with this because they say, well, it's great for you because of the Holocaust. And it's your problem, your Western European problem, that you try to solve here. And if the rest of the political figures, then they continue by saying, and you have been neglecting us. Because the minister, also the new one who's visiting here, who based on the scripture, being an Arab, says, well, I come to the conviction from Arab. And
Hiding there, Poland, it's shy. It's shy. We say, we have a song in Hebrew that the cyclamen is hiding amongst the rocks. But in fact, it's doing this because it's very specific, very selective about the kind of insect that can go inside and spread the pollen. Also because it grows, probably another reason, maybe because it grows in the winter, and it's the way the plant is built is like a ship. So in Hebrew we call it the large ship. Alright? In English this is called burnet, because it burns very easily. Now there is a botanist, an Israeli botanist by the name of Noga Uveni, who believes that this is the bush from which they took the thorns for Jesus' crown of thorns. It's maybe from this one.
Thought to be the bush from which they took the thorns for the crown of thorns.
What it was.
Maybe covered with the hat, maybe corpse like this. That's what I don't know, if her hand's not over the lens, like
Here's, I'll show you. What you do is get your hand.
Turkey.
2 miles away, 3 miles away, I don't know. On the plan,
But this is Israel.
here it's still Israel.
Did they have to carry water? Yeah, look at that tree.
They probably have cisterns and stuff there.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for a minute? I want to answer questions. Is it okay? Because many people ask me. And what is your question?
How much of what we're seeing in the ruin was the key?
Okay, you see only a part of the keep that's in the back of it, and the highest point. The idea was always to have the keep higher and stronger. Sometimes the Crusaders would be of the Germans lived, as at the time his name was Hermann von Salza, and before the main fortress, see that there was another walled area at the bottom? That means there were 3 sections here, gigantic, very big. Below this fortress, by the way, there was a kind of another farm that is also walled. Another an interesting phenomena which is occurring also in the States. You look at the slope of the hill that is facing north. See how thick is the wood? Very thick. Ah, yeah. Bye-bye. The Mameluks, right here, is going to have troubles getting out. This is how the tree is protecting it. Fruits are called dom, very tasty. However, we found that many of the dom in the country, they have worms in them when they're ripe.
Oh, you can't eat it.
Just like apple.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
With all 4,000 people, part of the tape orchestra, but what is missing here is the podium or the stage. It seems that the stage has not withstood the hundreds of years because of the cave. The stage was made of wood. Can you imagine going to Netamim last night? And the valley that is not Pekinim Bridge, but it's Beit HaKerem valley. Now if you look to the east over there, the houses, the buildings that are very nice, and then a little bit northeast of Mashhad, this is Minna. Another 20 miles into Siberia. Now, one puzzling issue about the story is that near Mashhad, over there were springs. One of them is called Abel. And they took the water through a tunnel and led the water all the way from Mashhad to here. And you can see that Mashhad is much higher than Sipori. When they uncovered this water system, they found, but it was gigantic with huge bell-shaped cistern, a tunnel that was high enough for maybe 10 people to stand up, and large, many, many feet wide. They have so far uncovered only 560 feet of it.
In this hill country and have the water because they suddenly developed this proper technology to store it. And then by the time, of course, the Romans, it was well established by then. But for many centuries earlier, they didn't have it. So.
You don't look like a house.
Yeah. Carpentry and crafts. He's just trying to heighten our interest in this.
Three. And the way it was destroyed, it was destroyed. Let's look at the marriage. The most important thing, it is a worship for God of wine, Dionysus. It's showing Dionysos while during the contest against Heracles. And it's not surprising that it is Dionysos who is winning. What was the contest? Drinking wine. You see who's going to give up first. And in this case, Dionysos is showing up himself, and Heracles, who is so drunk that he's carried by servants, he has collapsed. You can see the main picture, which is repeated in other positions, and Dionysos is holding the cup in his right arm, right hand, but the cup is upside down, showing my cup is empty. And to the right, you see a person that is falling apart, right? And he's carrying. This is Heracles that has given up, who has fainted because he could not withstand the contest. In the other corner, there is a going around here. It's really very beautiful. But the one thing that was strikingly amazing when they found this design was what they called the Mona Lisa of Galilee. You all know the Mona Lisa? You know the Mona Lisa design. Because if you look at the Mona Lisa, it's so clear, even her haircut, her mouth, her lips, her cheeks. It's like she has makeup. Yeah, this was like the living room of the house. It's one of the difficulties in antiquity was that they had to go and look for the stone in a quarry. They had to look for the original color. And sometimes they went as far as the Negev, as far as the Golan, Upper Galilee. Sometimes they plus a channel to clean the toilet, like in Beit Shean. And it's located right here behind you.
And gold jewelry and perfumes.
Let us know.
A confusion of source. Yes, you have lived here for hundreds of years. Our order brought us here to the city to find out more. Touch introduction.
This is a
Before the 1st century CE, water for Sepphoris residents had to be carried to the city from distant springs. Romans will improve living conditions at Sepphoris, and improvements introduced by the Romans. One of the most exciting archaeological finds uncovered in Sepphoris is a large public building.
Where?
Just look at it to the right. Keep going. Keep going. See a road?
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's it. With the tower there.
Yeah.
Right over that hill now.
That's Nazareth.
That road right here.
Remember that road.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want, I can put my hand in the shot.
That, I can frame it. Wait a minute.
All right, that's not, you're not on it.
I'm not on it. I'm over.
Go back to the road. See the road?
This up.
That's Nazareth.
Okay. I can zoom in on it, see? Oh, that's the road to Nazareth right there. Okay. Whoop. Can you see the button on top, David?
Yeah.
Press it.
Snapshot one?
Yeah, it'll snapshot it. Okay. The road to Nazareth.
Well, except that Jesus wasn't fighting, he wasn't telling the story. He did it. This is the provincial capital, and so if he's talking about around here, knew that there's only one place where all that stuff goes on. But it may be mentioned. I'll have to go look. Or let me see here.
Listen, I would like to go down and with you quickly to see that video clip.
That's what I was asking. Was he saying that this really
First place. What? These houses are not like this. It's much more simple.
Right. Kind of a press y'all that the chapel in Phoenix, several couples putting their wedding down, and then celebrated the Eucharist in Bethlehem.
Just for a second, bro.
Huh?
Was that another trip? So she said this is her third time here.
I think I've got it.
very hard to get in and out. The little spring is right, not very far, but down slightly to the left and down each side of that hill. There's a well there.
Much better.
Oh, okay. Civic center of the city, the old part, and somewhere down there, was the old city of Nazareth.
representing like a priest, and he has a disc on his chest, like a sun or the moon, and then two hands carved. All the things we can see now because they have done a lot.
The beginning of the Jordan River at Tel Dan. I like the
Come on, go, 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 go.
love message written on a tree in Israel.
But you won't know that nobody will know.
You commit. No, she's. Go ahead and take a dip.
We're falling out.
Isn't it? Pistachio tree that is 3,000 years old. The group is being told at the fire.
The valley is the national border. Here, you see where that fence, there's like a road going on? The fence. When the border goes to a village that is here, I can see the houses of this village from here. It's a village called Raja. Raja is an interesting village because it's an Alawi village. Alawi here would be enemy to Israel because the Alawi, like the president. But there is a legend, there's a story, alright, that goes on from 67. That means 30 years ago. When Israel in the war of 67 took the territory around here, they didn't capture, they didn't dominate, they didn't conquer that village. And so the people of the Raja, so now we said, okay, we annex you, alright, you're part of this is one thing. Now, Tel Azaziat was a Syrian bunker between 48 and 67. Alright? Now, okay, behind Tel Azaziat, three fingers behind, like you put three fingers like this, or four even, you see another group of trees. This is another Syrian bunker called Burj Babil. Now go another 5 fingers to the left, there is another hill with trees again. Tel Fakhir, another Syrian bunker. Alright? Before Tel Fakhir, lower, you see houses with red tile roofs? But Syria, after 1949, moved this and they captured all the land here, all the way up to down. This is why when we walk in Tel Dan, a lot of Muslims traditional countries, peace and they're stationed there, they will be friendly. I don't know. I mean, if I could predict the future, I wouldn't be here with you. And I wish we could. But that's a big question Israelis are asking themselves, can we trust Syrians that this is
Military bunker or trench. This is Tel Dan on the lower side. It's amazing how they build those walls. And I think they use a lot, you know.
Well,
Which one?
we never told David. So, yeah, they used to have in the ranger training, that's their one.
It's all done by the people who are working on the restoration of Dan. I think it's very impressive the work they've done.
And is this restored? They
Yeah,
didn't find
this
it
is
like
restored. Yeah, a big part of it is restored. Unfortunately, they didn't draw the line of restoration so that you can compare. But this is restored, and this is probably the city of Dan, the way it looked at the time of Jeroboam, back in 8th century BC, or maybe Ahab. But we're talking about 900 BC. This is a kind of wall that sometimes they use the term insets and offsets. You familiar?
Yeah.
We may remember that one of the worst enemies of Israel in Judea was the Assyrians, who finally did manage to conquer, the north of the land, but they did not manage. Shavana, Silica, something like this. Not Silicon. Philistine. But there's many different tribes of the sea peoples. How do we know the names? We know them from Medinat Habu in Egypt. When you go to Egypt, there is a place that was like a palace built by Ramses III, and he fought against the sea peoples. So all the people that he fought against, he made an inscription. So we know the names of these guys. And the Israelites, the tribe of Dan, who was settled west and south of Jerusalem, could not stay there anymore because they were pushed all the time by the Philistines, by the sea people. So it's maybe why they wandered and they came all the way to the north. That may be. Now, but this one here is original, I think. A part of it.
I have absolute power, and if things went wrong, they got killed.
Okay, ready?
Is that an omen for? No, I hope not.
Hey, hold it. Some of us are still doing it. Get back up there. Back up, please. Get back up.
They found these pieces.
Oh, yeah.
This one now is but they found.
Oh, they rebuilding.
Really small, and some of them were really big. To be high. I mean, it can be low, but it can still be the Bema.
Here they call this the Bima. They believe that this is the Bima from the 10th century BCE. It was 4 holes. Now the hole of the Bima
But they usually weren't that high.
You know, Terry, you burned the real animal, sacrifice animal.
They may well have, yeah. Yeah. And also, we're not worried about having a stone on our side. down there you make it see it.
This is the Beamer.
Actually, only the right half of the gate. Now, what happened? What happened is that this is the gate that existed 3,800 years ago. But in later period, probably around 1200 BC, they did not need this gate anymore. And they wanted to build a strong, higher wall around Dan, because actually here we are outside of Dan. So what they did, they filled this, you can see the stairways, the stones here, leading inside the city of Dan.
What's inside there?
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Oh, excuse
because
me.
He came in 3,000. 4,000, yeah, that was it.
What was is Dan? Oh, yeah, I guess he is that old.
Can you hold up?
You want the whole...
You get the gate?
On your way.
Oh, I'm sorry, G.
Sorry.
Get the gate though. You want me out of here?
No, actually, where you were was good.
Okay.